Oh. Ah. Ow, that hurt. Happy New Year! I am from the future, and I can say that 2024 is the year you become good at C# programming. And we started off with an insane radar hack for Counter-Strike 2. This radar feature will spot every entity on the map, even if they are in their spawn, for example. We will go through all the code in this tutorial, but if you're interested in both supporting me and remember to comply with the terms of service for the game you're coding hacks for, many games permit it, and it's essential to respect their guidelines. All Swedz C# tutorials are designed with multiplayer disabled, and this tutorial will precisely demonstrate how to achieve that. If you want more CS2 videos, then check this playlist out and subscribe, like, and make a comment so that you will be notified when the next video drops. You can also find the Discord in the description. Now enjoy this video. Alright, welcome to today's showcase. So, this is the final project you will have. It's not anything new. The only thing new that we do in this tutorial is this part. That's everything we do new, so it shouldn't be hard to follow this tutorial if you have followed the previous videos. We will get the spotted value, it's a boolean. The entity is either spotted or not, and we will write over it so we can see them all the time on the map. But let's get into the game. So Counter-Strike 2, we will go into the properties. In the launch options, we will add the -insecure launch option command. Incredibly important because this will disable VAC and we can't join anyone else's normal game. So we can't join normal players' games or ruin anyone else's experience, and we can't get banned. Click play and let's get into a game. Okay, so I'm inside of a practice game on the map Dust 2. If we do now run our program, remember it's in -insecure mode. You can see that our entity is spotted and the enemy Yuri is spotted. So we can see now on the minimap, if you look closely, that we can see him all the way from our T-spawn. So we can see him across the map. Let's make him walk as well. You can see that he moves around. He should meet us now. There he is. Look at that. So, a very fun project, and I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. So the first thing we will do is to create a new console app in C# with the .NET version 8. Once the project is loaded, we will go into the properties and set the build architecture to the platform x64. This is because CS is 64-bit. After that, we will go into the NuGet package manager and install the Swedz64 library. So the Swedz64 library will handle our memory operations. So let's initialize it. We will create a new instance of the Swedz class with the CS2 as the process. We will get the client by getting the module base and the client.dll. Then we need some offsets to navigate through the memory. So we will go into the A2X dumper GitHub. Credit goes to him for creating this. And under the offsets.cs, we will get the entity list address and add it. Then we have some offsets from the client.dll.cs file. So we will go into that, get the hPlayer pawn, the isPlayerName. After that, we have the m_entity spotted state. So remember to pick the one that's relative to the CS player pawn. There are multiple instances of this offset, and you're supposed to pick the one that's relative to the pawn, nothing else. Then the last offset will be the m_b spotted. So, like the tutorials before this one, we will create a while loop to loop through the entities. So we just create a while true to have it always run. So we start by getting the address for the entity list and our entry, which will be 10 in hex from the entity list. Then let's iterate through some controllers. Now, for this entity loop, we will be looping through 64 controllers. We will be making 2 list entries. One to get the current controller, then from the controller, we will get the pawn handle and make a second entry with the pawn handle as the ID and get the current pawn, or the pawn for that controller. If you want a more detailed instruction or tutorial on this, then watch my other video on the entity list. This is sort of focused on the radar, not the entity loop. So the first attribute that we will want to print out is the name of the entity or the controller. So we will get it by creating a new string, name, and using the swed.read string with the current controller and the isPlayer name offset. We will use 16 bytes in length. Then, once we have the player name, we will get the current spotted state. So we will read a bool spotted with the current pawn, and then as the offset we will take the sum of the entity spotted state and the b spotted offset, so we will add them together. Now after that we will create a simple string depending on the boolean value. So if they are spotted, we will set it to spotted, and if false, we will set it to nothing. That's it. After that, we will write to the console the name and their spotted value, so we can see if the character is spotted. That's it. Then, after looping through all the entities and printing their name and their spotted status, we will sleep for 50 milliseconds and then clear the console. Now, we haven't written over the spotted value yet, so let's do it right now. If you only want to read it, then don't add this step now. After this read statement, we will actually write the spotted status over, so we will set it to true, even though they might not be spotted. And that's how you sort of create this radar feature, where you can see them even if they're behind walls or whatever. If you don't want this, then don't add the writing part. You will read the spotted values. We will go into Counter-Strike 2. We will set in the properties in the launch options to -insecure. This is very important because this will disable VAC and we can't join any normal players. So we're creating a safe environment for ourselves to use these applications, and we can't ruin anyone else's experience. So use -insecure, otherwise you can risk getting banned. Perfect. So then we start. In the main screen, you can test by trying to get into matchmaking, and it will say that you have launched the game in -insecure mode or insecure mode. So that means we can only play on our practice game on Dust 2 or whatever map you choose. We can continue to try our application. Now it's supposed to be always spotted. You can see here that both are spotted, and he is available on the minimap even if we move behind a place where we wouldn't see him. So here we wouldn't see him normally. It would become a question mark and we wouldn't see him on the minimap. We can move further away, even look away. He's still on that minimap. So interesting project. Thank you guys for suggesting it, and let me know what I should make a tutorial on in the future. Alright. Thank you guys.